Very unstable. But anyway, let's, for many people who had reacted to this very particular issue of President Joe Ajaro's issue with the police, and most of them are saying to your tent, oh, Israel. Now, Lord K, please, not minding the network issue, I believe you can hear me. One is that I do agree with the people who said that when you dine with the lion, you end up as an already made meal on its table. And two, I also enjoy the people who are, their reaction is that also that when the lion makes a kill and you accept a share of it, the whole of you becomes the target of the lion one day. The labor union betrayed their members severally. Now that they are under siege, like the northern traditional rulers, you know what I mean. Neither tears of sympathy nor salvation prayers will save them. Lord K, what are your thoughts on this? And of course, the subsidy regime that is being paid half of the price without appropriation, where they get the money that they are using to subsidize the fuel, nobody knows, but they call it a shortfall. Lord K, please tell me your take on this.
Yes, good evening, Obedience family around the world, everyone in the studio and the Zoom panel. I'm laughing, and I would say it's a happy day for me. It's a happy day for me because they say what goes around comes around. Now, I don't know why the NLC are making noise anymore. I don't know who they are expecting to support them or who they are calling to come out. Because these are the people that denied, these are the people that failed, these are the people that abandoned Nigerians when we needed them most, when we wanted them to stand for us as a body, when we wanted them to front the issue for us. But no, they decided to side with the government. Like I said before, what goes around comes around. Now the government has turned around. The table has turned, and now they are the ones being beaten. Yes, they have served him the letter, and he has to go. And I pray that they keep him there. I pray they do to him what they've done to Kanu. I pray they do that to him. And then let's see Nigerians that will come out to go and help him, or Nigerians that will block the road, or Nigerians that will go and protest. It will only be members of people in his office. Because everybody understands the role this man played when they were negotiating minimum wage, when Nigerians said they are hungry, when the Nigerians came out for protesting against bad governance. They know the role that office, the NLC, we all know the role they played. So now they have gone for him. So I will curse any Nigerian that will come out. I will curse any Nigerian that will come out, that will go and block anywhere or protest or join them in that rally to release him. Woe betide that Nigeria. Because this is somebody that denied you when you needed him most. So that's all I would say about that. And then about the subsidy, that's another big story. That's another way that the government has now been fooling the whole country. This is somebody that came out even before he sat in his office. He came out and told you subsidy is gone. And then a couple of months later, they now came out saying, oh, partially it's still there, but it's not there. But now he's saying, oh, the subsidy is returned. But then, how is this subsidy? How is it returned? The landing cost, like they said before, for 1 liter of petrol is about 1,200. But then they say they're selling it for 600 to dealers or whatever. But then you still go to the pump to pay 1,000. So who is paying the difference? Who is covering that difference? Who is covering it? Who is claiming that money? That's what we should be thinking about. Because Nigerians, we know for ourselves that, look, there's no how a Nigerian man will do bad markets to that extent that they want to lose half of the money if somebody's not paying for it. But then they are still denying and denying and denying. Why? Because that money is going to private accounts. That money is going to private accounts. They are using it for their own purposes. They are using it for their own business. Tinubu himself, that man, I mean, he is not concerned because the crude oil is going to Malta, to his own refinery in Malta, and they are bringing rubbish back to the country that are destroying your cars, destroying your health, giving you cancer and everything. But he's not bothered. He has now left. He has left the country now.
Okay. I want to ask something, because our say they for grassroots, they too understand this issue of subsidy when would they even talk, and why I say make I talk am like this, may I for break them down. Then talk say when they bring fuel enter, say then they buy that fuel for 1,200. But what they come they sell them to people will be saying then they sell for filling stations now 600 naira. But for Nigerian budget where we get for this 2024 budget, then talk say that money for any shortfall, money for subsidy no dey there at all. So now from where then they get they have money, because then talk say na Tinubu na instead and say make them they sell them half price. So if they sell them half price, where then they take they get money, where then they take the argument, make the money for the complete.
You forget about when they come the last time, when they say they padded the budget. When they padded the budget, what do you think all that was all about? Now, all these things were the party that they did that period. This is what they implemented and covered it up in a way that nobody want to. I mean, if you don't pay a close look, if you don't pay a close eye to it, you will not understand what's going on there.
From everything where they even explain for this very thing, then talk January to June, say they don't spend up to 7 trillion. Within this time, they say by the end of December, between August 2023 and December of 2024 this year, that is representing about 17-month period, according to the documents where we say they come out, that this very Chief Bola Tinubu's administration would have spent about 6.8 trillion. They say that is the highest figure ever to spend by any administration on fuel subsidy. And still, he claims that there is no subsidy, but they are paying shortfall. I don't know, the thing get as they pay me, I don't know how I go take explain them.
They call that one invisible markup. You understand? They call it invisible markup. Undisclosed markup. That is what is happening. I mean, no economist will come out and explain that one to you. It's up to you to understand it. But the government itself, they know what they are doing. All this money we are talking about now, where is it going? It's going to a private account. It's going to private account. Subsidy gone. All these differences in everything we're talking about. 7.8 trillion that they said they paid from December till June or July now, and then plus whatever they're going to be paying to December. That markup is the padding they have worked on that is going into private pockets again. So all these things is planned. It's up to Nigerians. It's up to us to come out and ask, why is all this happening? Why is this happening in our time? What the hell is the government doing to bring all this nonsense to our domain? Why? And then they still have the infantry to go out campaigning under APC in different states and so. I mean, I like what's happening in Edo State right now because they are attacking them seriously. They are going everywhere and anywhere to pack people, use the auxiliary bus to import people, to say, oh, they have a mammoth crowd. They have this when they are doing their rallies. the person they are even bringing out to campaign for them, that they are rallying for, cannot even speak for himself. He cannot even speak. Mondo Pebolo, he cannot speak for himself. Oshomola is the one campaigning for him, doing everything for him, and he has made it clear that without his leaders, he will not be doing anything. So why will Edo people want to vote for APC? Why would they want to vote for Tinubu government to come back to rule them there? So it's a done deal. Nigeria has been sold. Nigeria has been executed. Nigeria has been, I don't know what to say anymore. God himself has even abandoned them. They are just, I don't think he is listening to any prayer from that country anymore. He has abandoned them. So we have to do something for ourselves. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Whether you call it subsidy shortfall or you call it FX differential, what everything boils back to is the fact that Tinubu is paying subsidy. Whether they say they are not paying it to the marketers, they are not paying it to anybody, they said it clearly that they are selling fuel at half price. But one wonders whether this very business they are doing is their personal business. Why don't they come clean to Nigerians to tell us how much exactly, how many fuel quantity they are exporting, how many they are buying, what we consume, and how much they all intend to, if they are sincere to themselves. APC is full of scam. However, make we move very quickly to our own person where they on standby, Mr. Tony, all the way from Kogi City. Mr. Tony, you've heard about NLC brouhaha. You have heard about the subsidy half price, but they call it a subsidy shortfall. You've heard about FX differential. You've heard all kind of things. But what are your thoughts? Let's start with this very issue of NLC. Do you support them to shut down the Nigeria economy using the workers just because the president of their union has been called to the police? Don't you think that every Nigerian can be called by the police to answer for their own invitation, and of course to answer whichever crime they have been called to? Or do you think that Nigerians who had just come out from an end bad governance protest that was never supported by the labor union should support the labor union now because their president, Joe Ajero, has been called to come to the police headquarters? What are your thoughts?
Thank you, Mr. Kanu, for having me this evening. Let me say this one more time. Nigeria is a cesspool of corruption. Government officials, business people, civil servants, the private sector, market women, we are all accomplices. We are part of the problem in Nigeria. I say this because there is no way a government without the cover-up of the people that are doing businessmen in the oil sector, without their help, they'll be able to cover this up. So, as individuals, as Nigerian businessmen and women, as Nigerian civil servants, we are all in it. We are all part of it. So, why do we keep complaining that the government is doing that, government is doing this? When we, because of 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira, allow corruption to fester, help in covering up corruption. Why? And then we turn around and say government is that, government is this. We are all part of it. Unless we decide to do something about it, nothing is going to happen. The process will continue. They will pay you a peanut and then take the bulk of the money for themselves. And you will think you've benefited. Just for one day. You've benefited just for one day. And the rest of the years, you and I will be complaining. Government is doing this, they're not doing that. Why do you have to accept 2,000 naira to do something you know is wrong? So, it's like everybody is doing their own thing. Grab as much as you can. There's no consequence. So, why should they come and explain to Nigerians the amount of fuel that is being used by Nigerian motorists? Why? What is so difficult about it? Why do they want to be so wicked to Nigerians? If it was their own individual business, and they're going to be able to ask their managers to provide them with statistics, figures of what is going on in their businesses, then why are they covering up and not letting Nigerians, the owners of the wealth, the owners of the business, why are they covering up everything? Everything in secrecy. They are very wicked. Very wicked souls. Very wicked souls. And they can get away with it right now.
Tony, just a moment. I just want to bring something to your attention. There's one headline that is coming in that Tinubu's ministers and the heirs, that they shared about 54 billion naira from the 120 billion naira forfeited by Emefiele, that is in his money laundering case. Emefiele is the former central bank of the Nigerian governor. It means, this is coming from Sahara Reporters, by the way. So it says that Tinubu's ministers, that they shared 54 billion from 120 billion forfeited by Emefiele. So I just said I should bring this up because you were talking about the kind of corruption and the accomplices, going on in the oil and gas industry. And of course, just to tell you that even people who are close to Chief Bola Tinubu, they are all thieves. So I just want to bring this. But help me quickly, wrap this up so that I can tell you that there are more of the things you started with that are happening in Kogi State that I want you and our audience to hear what is happening in Kogi State, pure of corruption in the midst of Nigeria. Let's hear your final take on this one.
Regarding the Kogi situation?
No, on this, I just want to bring your attention to the fact that they said they have recovered 120 billion and they shared 54 billion.
Of course, the people in government are the master thieves. It starts from them and ends with them. So that's even 54 billion out of 120, and they're going to share it across board. Both the security, EFCC, the police, the judiciary, they share all this money and cover everything up. Yes, that's what's going on in this country. And about Ajero and his guys, well, he said they were not going to be part of the bad government, like many other organizations pull themselves out, whether or not they were part of the planning process in the first place. But when you dine with Jagaban, whatever you get. Whatever you see is whatever you get. Well, yes. he dined with the Jagaban when they were negotiating the wages for the workers, and they gave him a tough time. And Jagaban never forgets who gives him a tough time. And this is the payback. Just like they are arresting and harassing the so-called organizers of the End Bad Government. Some of them are still in jail, being prosecuted. So, why Ajero? What is it that they are accusing him of sponsoring terrorism, money laundering? Why? Where was that coming from? So, it's a payback for the torture he gave the president and his people. Well,
all right, Tony.
There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. They do what they have to do to secure the release of their
the same way they did not join the ordinary Nigerian for the end bad governance. Now the bad governance has catched up with Joe Ajero, and that is the reaction coming from most of the people, and of course from us here. He did not join the end bad governance, and the bad governance has caught up with him. But talking about bad governance and corruption in Nigeria, police invites people and they go. EFCC invites people and they go. What is different about Yaya Bello? We keep talking about, Joe Ajero must go, he has to obey the law, he has to follow due process. But let me ask, is Yaya Bello of Kogi State, the former governor of Kogi State, is he outside Nigeria? Is he outside the laws of Nigeria? Why haven't they gone for him? Is he not here? Let's even take a listen from people who are lamenting so much from Kogi State about Yaya Bello, where he is, what has happened, about the governor Dodo, so much happening with the people in Kogi State, and of course Yaya Bello issue. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
Kogi State is that, and at men of the press, I want you to help me ask the federal government, the Inspector General of Police, and the security agent, if at all Kogi State is still in Nigeria. Because most of the things that happen in that state, I don't think Kogi State is part of Nigeria. Because that state is so small that Yaya Bello, the fugitive we are talking about today, ordered the court to transfer his case to Lokoja. Have you heard that before? A suspect ordering a high court judges to transfer his case to his place of choice. And the same thing now, the Inspector General of Police is now ordering the Supreme Court to give the judgment on the 16th. As I speak to you, official constituted panel of the Supreme Court have not been done. It has not been officially communicated to SDP, Amuritala Yakubu Ajaka. As I speak to you, no hearing and no date of the hearing have been passed. So, please, gentlemen of the press, is it possible for a judgment to be given without hearing? And it is important for you men of the press to help us to ask the Nigeria government if at all Kogi State is still part of Nigeria. Because the lawlessness is getting out of hand. The lawlessness, the impunity, the torture activity, and you know what? Let me shock you with this fact. He wrote here that the police to take a strategic position, and do you know what? All will be thugs in uniform, in army, navy uniform. I was a victim of them. Over 45 guns was pointed on my head. Can you believe that somebody that is standing before you was almost killed at a gunpoint? It's only God who blindfolded them. They heard me and were asking me to identify myself, and God, with infinite mercy, I gave them a different name. Meanwhile, they have blindfolded me. So you blindfolded me and are asking me for my original name. Do you think I'm a fool? That is the only saving grace, and it is only God that can do that. And the same veteran, I don't know how we have been complaining about him. Why? Another question, you men of the press should help us ask Inspector General of Police, IG Ogbuteku, With due respect, sir, you delivered me. You flew all the way with helicopter to Lokoja to save me. But then, sir, there is still more work to do. After you saved me, your man, he's still there. 2 of your officers were killed. And today there is nothing have been done about that. It is not by force to impose your son. Let me tell you this. It is not just about Kogi State. It is about even both the central, the west, everybody everywhere is bankrupted. The governor who he brought Ododo is from Okene, his cousin. The chief of staff is his son. Let me tell you this and I challenge him severally as men of the press. I am challenging Ododo, I am challenging Bello, I am challenging Ali Bello to come out with his DNA test. If Bello is not his father, he should produce his father and his DNA test. I came from Nomagedo to Tubatu. I have a family. My father is known. His identity is known. If you say I'm not the son of my father, within 24 hours, I'm going to produce you my DNA test. I challenge them to produce Bello DNA test if it's not Bello's son. The Accountant General of the state, Okene, what is the relation between him and Bello? The Chief Justice of the state, the son that is now the Chief Commissioner of Justice, where is he from? Okene. What is the relationship with Bello? Are we running a one-man show in Kogi State? Are we part of Nigeria? I don't get it. I don't get it. DG Government House is from Okene. As I speak to you, the ICPC have ordered Kogi State to produce the account of the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs and the whole account of the state. The woman who is Hajia Habibat have refused to cooperate with the ICPC. ICPC, wake up to your responsibility. Kogi State is part of Nigeria. As I speak to you, DG Government House is from Okene. Only Okene alone produced 3 commissioners. Why some other local government have not produced 1? As I speak to you, the biggest local government, the second biggest local government in Kogi State have not produced a single commissioner. It is imperative that we look into this affair and don't hand over Bello. See, EFCC are looking for Bello. They can never get Bello unless justice is given to the people of Kogi State. He will continue to rule in Government House and it will be extended to other states. Other governors listening. If you embezzle money and government want to go after you, put your son there because they are doing it in Kogi State. If he succeeds, which I believe it will not stand. But if they allow it to stand, trust me, every governor in Kogi in Nigeria will follow suit. Embezzle money, steal, put your son, gather some money, bribe all your way through, and nothing will happen. Banana Republic is better than Nigeria if we follow that suit.
Now, from every indication, Yaya Bello have reduced EFCC to nothing. They should ask the president, has he forgotten so soon all the insults that Yaya Bello rained on him during the presidential election? What is that thing now that is making them to be shielding this man? After 8 years, he's still in the Government House, and they want to tell us that they don't know where he is. But press, we are appealing to you people to direct this question to the president. Where did we go wrong in Kogi State? Why is it that Kogi State case is different from every other state? A lot of people have been killed in the course of that election. 2 police officers were killed in that election. Yet, Yaya Bello is untouchable. If the president wants to redeem his image, he should know what to do. We know where Yaya Bello is, and they can fish him out. The only way they can fish him out is to give the people the justice. Supreme Court is a constitutional court, and anything they do will either mar this country or make the country.
Him in Benghazi Street, he was booted out of that place by Ododo, either in his boot or in his car, or however they moved it away from there. Straight to the Government House with all the entourage, with police, with all his talks. Have you seen him outside anywhere since then? No. So he's in Government House.
So, yeah. The question is this: is Kogi State conquered? If we are conquered, then where is the face of the commander-in-chief, are we still part of Nigeria? If we are, but for God's sake, we are calling on the commander-in-chief to call these people to order, to avoid anarchy. People are dying. Those children of the poor that you are suffering and neglecting today, trust me, when the jungle mature, they will start crying back and fighting for their rights. We know our right, but we are following the law and the constitution of the land.
Yes, so Niger, that is it. And of course, we've heard what is going on in Kogi State. The question is, Yaya Bello has reduced EFCC to nothing. They have, Kogi State has become a playing ground as if there is even no sort of government in Nigeria that can withstand them. Yes, Lord K.
You know, when they were doing this presidential race, when they started, when they were looking for, I mean, when they all took the forms, when Yaya Bello was advertising himself, you know what he was saying then? Like, he said, he's Yaya Bello. I know too much. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten? I know too much. That is what is playing out now. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows how to go around the system, and he knows how to beat them. So
yeah, it's all about black men. They know each other very well. Remember,
he was
Jagaba himself.
I know
said that if he opens his mouth when they were trying to deny him the nomination, that he's going to open his mouth. Amechi one time said he doesn't want to speak now, but if he opens his mouth, you know, why are they all saying something like that, but none of them will come out and say what is in mind.
Yeah.
They're all thieves. They know each other. If you blow my cab, I'm gonna blow your own too. So that's what's going on. Blackmail and cover up.
All right. So, Tony, especially as it concerns the Kogi issue, because, like we said, Yaya Bello has reduced EFCC to nothing, and of course, the police force that are now threatening Joejero and all of that, they are all of the same. Yeah, they can't. If Nigerian police cannot find and force to force Yaya Bello to come, while they're forcing Joejero to must be in their office.
In fact, if I was him, I would just go and sit down in the room, let them come and grab me. I would tell them to go and grab Yaya Bello first before you come after me. Don't mind them. Crooked, wicked souls.
All right, Mr. Bassi, your final words on this, please.
Thank you, Kanu. It's a laughable situation that this is what we have reduced our country to, and we call ourselves nation. Is this how it is done in other climes? Have you listened to the entire interview, those conference, you realize that we are a joke in this country. That one man can hold a state to ransom. Huh? What audacity!
The police, DSS, EFCC, army.
Nobody seems to have a clue what is going on in this country.
It's a jungle out there.
It's a gang of fraudsters. So this is where we are. It's just unfortunate. Honestly, it's unfortunate. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And of course, Lord K, your comments on this because our time is up.
Well, there's nothing to be to be finalized here because it's a going concern for Nigerians. Case of Ajeru, I wish and I pray that they hold him there. I seriously pray. I'm going on fasting tomorrow, even from today, sir. I'm going on fasting that they hold him there, and then let's see what will happen. Let's see how the toothless dog, how the toothless lion, the clawless lion, will come out and fight. So that's why Jero. Well, they say if you want to be a cowboy, you need to join the gang. He has told us before much what he's playing. What was the rap man's name? Rufai, El Rufai. I mean, those are the champions in the north there that nobody can touch. Yeah, nobody can touch them because they are in the gang. They know what they are doing. They know how to go around it. So let the FCC and the rest, let them be playing. But then, if we were to build some young boy, because he's got a laptop or he's got an iPhone or he's got a flashy car, they would have arrested him since. They know how to track them by telephone or whatever. But the game is up for them now. They are feeling woefully. Well, thank you very much for this. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much, and of audience for having the patience. We had network issues, but we're able to pass the message across. For those of us who are on the other side of the train, where they wish to have a protest with the Nigerian workers. Good luck to you guys. But all I know is that we stand for the Nigeria where everybody agrees that there is hunger everywhere, and we should join in that very protest, a peaceful protest on the end bad governance. And for me, if NLC refuses to call on their people who had very clear hunger issues, but right now, because just like the other time when the NLC Presido was beaten somewhere in Imo State and they called for a protest, this shouldn't be happening all the time. Let them or let him face the music. Nigeria must not be shut down. The economic activities of Nigeria might not be shut down because of one man answering police call. So that is our take on this. But do we still feel that there should be a protest, a peaceful protest in Nigeria that talks about serious hunger and hardship that is hitting this country? Yes, there is. And whether NLC is going to go for that or whether they want to stay put, that is entirely up to them. Until tomorrow when we come back, we talk more. We know about the Kogi issue. We know the EFCC haven't been reduced to nothing, but chasing young boys around, but knowing where Yaya Bello is and not going after him. Well, time will tell. But until tomorrow, bye for now.